Union Home Minister Amit Shah will meet the families of recent terrorist attack victims in the Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir, and he'll also review the security situation in the wake of the targeted attacks on Hindu families in the region, which killed 7 civilians. Now, the Home Minister will be accompanied by all the heads of security and intelligence agencies to the Dangri village in Rajouri, where these terrorists targeted 3 families on January 1st. My colleague Nazir Masoodi now joining us for more details. Nazir, we know that those terrorists have still not been tracked down, and now the Home Minister's meeting comes amid the time when people there had been protesting earlier, fearing for their lives. Now, the Home Minister is also expected to chair a security review meeting. Tell us about that.
Well, people have been living in fear, and there is such a frustration that civilians are now picking up arms. They are being rather armed by the government to defend themselves against terror attacks. So in the wake of the recent attack, Home Minister is visiting Dangri village today and meeting the victim families, weather permitting. It is here snowing, and right now snowing very heavily. And it is snowing in large parts of Jammu and Kashmir, and there's rains also. So if weather permits, he would reach Dangri village today, and then he will meet the victim families. He's accompanied by all the top security chiefs of all the security agencies and the intelligence agencies and the J&K administration, LG administration, and to see what is going wrong. And by for last now near 2 weeks, the attackers have not been tracked down. In fact, the Home Ministry had put the J&K administration on notice to deliver. But despite a massive manhunt and the more security was rushed, over 2,000 paramilitary troops, there's little success against those who were behind that target attack on Hindu families. 7 innocent people, including 2 minors, were killed. Of 3 families were targeted on January 1st and January 2nd. Since then, a lot has been done, including, large-scale arming of villagers as part of the village defense groups. New weapons like the SLRs, self-loading rifles, are being given instead of 303 rifles which were earlier being given. Besides the massive structure on the ground, security structure on the ground, around 28,000 VDCs are already in Jammu region, and more are queuing up to take arms. So after meeting the families, victim families, Home Minister is reviewing the security situation with top officials and the J&K Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha in Jammu to see what's going wrong, because for last 3 years of the abrogation of J&K special status and downgrading state into union territory, one thing Amit was talking that the terrorism and the violence is all-time low. Terrorism at its lost leg. Then we see these attacks have actually upset all the security calculations. Now it's not only the issue of those who have been targeted and the possible targets in future, or how to prevent them. There are also issues like the Kashmiri Pandits who became the target, migrant workers, and the reserve category employees who are working in the valley. For last 8 months, all these people have been protesting in Jammu, and they are not going back to their offices, at least majority of them, because of the fear of targeted attacks. How to deal with that? So clearly, safety remains the biggest concern for common people, and even as the large number of civilian villagers have been armed with now AK, these SLR and 303 rifles. But there are huge concerns. That's why Home Minister himself visiting the village, meeting the families, and reviewing the situation at a time when we see senior leaders of the BJP and the RSS are camping in Jammu for last few days. They have yesterday met Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha about the issues, security and the political situation. There is also talk about holding assembly elections, which are long overdue. Last assembly election in Jammu and Kashmir were held in 2014, and for last more than 4.5 years, there is no elected government in place, and J&K is being run directly by the center, which is under Home Minister Amit Shah. So it is actually the personal challenge to see there's zero violence, and there actually is zero tolerance for every incident. So there has been incident after incident. First, target attacks in the valley. Now they have spread to the Pir Panjal region in Jammu. That remains a big concern. So it's a big day. What decisions government is going to take? There would be any change in the administration, in the security structure, that has to be seen. But first, Home Minister is meeting families to assure them that what has happened is horrible, but this would not be allowed to be repeated in the region.